last week we looked at butterfly half guard, and a big part of our butterfly half guard game was really just forcing our opponent to go from this really clamped up half guard position to start basing out, spreading out. So that way that pressure disappears and they start opening up places for us to move, places for us to go, places for us to attack. So we're going to focus on X guard today, and then towards the end of the class we're going to come back to this butterfly half guard and start diving back into this X guard stuff. So it's really hard to kind of look at the whole picture at once, so we're kind of doing little pieces of it. Come right in, Matt. So we start out with the same butterfly suspension we've been doing. That's basically what you do in butterfly half guard. You just end up doing it from a tighter position. So I'm here, got the wrist, I'm starting to elevate Matt. Matt goes up. Right away, as soon as I feel this hand post, I feel this sweep, it's not going to be there. I'm just going to dive into the X guard. Kicking the plate straight, hooking this, dragging this in. So let's talk about this position. So there's a ton of things you can do from X guard. It's a very versatile position. It's a very complex position. That said, I do 3 things. That's it. The 3 things cover my bases, and I haven't had to kind of expand very much farther beyond that. It can be a very fun position you can dedicate a lot of time to. The 3 things will get you started. Will get your X guard game kind of moving. So how I choose what I do is going to be based on what Matt does. So we're going to say Matt postures up for now. So if Matt postures up, controlling this knee, I want to go near wrist. Okay? This is A, because the second wrist is farther away. B is going to make this sweep a little easier. So I go near wrist. I'm kind of just breaking his posture just a little bit with this wrist grip. I'm still controlling his knee. Now, anytime I'm playing X guard is powerful because I can start stretching Matt out. I can start making his position uncomfortable. So whenever I'm here, I don't want to be like, what kind of sweep should I use? Maybe. I always got to just be messing with him, moving him around, keeping him bouncing, keeping him kind of guessing where I'm going to go. Because that's going to keep him off balance, keep him mentally off balance as well. So it's important that you don't just kind of chill here. Use this position to keep their base going. So I'm going to stretch Matt a little bit. I'm going to control this near wrist. Now from here, I'm going to drop my bottom foot down to his ankle. I'm just going to kind of flick it out as I kind of lean backwards into the mat. So now from here, in this position, I'm going to pull this foot in and start coming up. Now right away here, I want to make sure I keep my elbows in nice and tight, keep this leg control. If I get too excited and hang on to this wrist and start diving forward, Matt can jump into a triangle pretty quick. And then you feel pretty stupid. And you spend all that time doing an X guard sweep and you got caught in the triangle. Boom, elevating. Right away into my X guard. So Matt's here, he's posturing up, so I know I'm going to take him backwards because he's posturing up. Grab your near wrist, stretch him out a little bit, down, flick, take him over. Pull this foot off, start coming up. I'm already kind of set up like a kneeling pass here. I'm going to start coming into this kind of position. But your number 1 job is to come up and be safe. To get the pass off of this, that's cool, that's all bonus points, right? Just make sure you get up here safely, keeping your head up, keeping your base controlled. Keeping this leg control is going to help you out a lot too. These hips kill. One more time. Elevating, coming in, control Matt. So remember, I'm doing this sweep because he's postured up. If Matt's hands are posted out here, do something different. So he's postured up here, so I know I want to go near wrist. Control that right away, grab it here. What if his wrist is not in range though? If Matt's got to keep his wrist out of the way, I'm going to do this. Look, just drop it in wherever you need it. Okay, so as soon as I can go to posture up, so if this is far away, he's kind of hiding it from me. As soon as I start stretching his balance, it brings that right in range. Now it's here, kind of keeping this foot, my top foot's kind of curled back into his hip a little bit, keeping pressure this way. So even though this foot, my bottom foot's kind of flicking him out, my top foot's going to push into his hips. So I'm doing a little bit of work with this foot. Right away, curl it in, pull it up. Cool? You guys can do it, I promise. And a lot of people get really intimidated by X guard. It's not that intimidating. It's a very, once you break it down, it's a very straightforward position. A lot of options from there. What makes it work is actually relatively simple. So, give it a shot.